Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from the Cycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California. Hey everyone, this is Liza, and Mama got a new pair of shoes. Oh yeah, I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a bit.
As long as they're not green.
Oh, well, we're going to get into that, son. Of course, that would be the world's stump. No.
The world stump. Wow. I got to upgrade.
The best stump.
Oh, yeah.
It's Stumpy John.
Hey, everybody. Back from Florida. The greatest place on earth. Yay. Sorry, Flora.
And bringing all the noisy candy. It's Naked Jim.
Yes, I am the candy man. What else?
Yes,
More like the candy,
that should be your
more
new
like
name.
the candy colored.
You could take a rainbow.
It's been a while since I've seen the Naked.
Sweet
Maybe
Naked Jim.
Candyman Jim.
Said that 3 times in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. And finally, back to her wits after a long ride, which we get to talk about now. It's Scotty.
Hello.
Yeah, you did some long distance riding.
Back and forth.
Thank you very much. We'll get into that. And of course, everyone's favorite, Ginger, in his amazing Emma's Army shirt representing its Bagel.
Hello. Greetings from the very frigid north.
Oh, yeah, you're getting it?
Yeah, we're getting frost now.
Yeah.
It's officially cold.
I did wear a sweater once, so I could say we're in winter. Sure.
What rank is that on the Emma's Army shirt? Is that a corporal?
Yeah, it's 2 stripes. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, actually, I think the better question is, what rank is the head of Emma's Army? Who best to ask? Then Emma herself. She's back.
Yay!
It's Emma!
Yay.
Hello, darlings.
What rank are you?
I'm the admiral of everything. And
Admiral of the Army.
I am admiral of everything because armies can have admirals, and every one of my subordinates.
So, Emma, let's first debunk some of the myths.
Yes.
You are not dead.
I am not dead.
Not yet.
I'm doing my best to keep myself alive. I was very, very ill indeed.
Yeah, so I didn't reveal a lot of information because it was your story to tell. If you want to share, because you're supposed to be in Vietnam, you're not.
I will share it briefly. I got corona, and it's funny. There's a lot of people who get all steamed up over corona and say this and they say this and they say this. Well, I got all the correct vaccinations. It got me very, very ill indeed. I got pneumonia as well. And so I got an infection in my lungs. My lungs are actually damaged, but not permanently. And I'm just kind of like a bit wheezy.
Yeah.
But I feel okay. But I was very, very sick indeed. But here I am.
You had a rough patch, and unfortunately, the timing, you weren't able to go on the trip.
And that was the thing. I wasn't well enough to go to Vietnam. And little story I will share. I actually made it to the airport. And I made it to SFO because I had a traveling companion. And I was still a little bit sick. I was testing negative, but my lungs were very sort of... and I was kind of very sort of disoriented and woolly-headed. But I thought, you know what? I can sleep on the plane the first 2 or 3 days of the trip are just a cruise. I can beat this.
I know it was really important to you to go on this trip. Yeah.
And we get to the airport and we get to check in, and the visa service had fucked up my friend's visa, and they wouldn't let him on the plane.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was one. And here's a top tip. I'm going to give you a top tip right out of the gate. If you travel to Vietnam or any of the formerly communist countries, and you have to apply to a visa. When you get the visa, you'll either get it as an electronic document or as an attachment, and you can print it off. Check all the... I'm getting wheezy again. Check all the dates very, very carefully, because it duplicates the dates you have on your passport. So make sure your birth date's correct. Make sure your name appears exactly, including a middle name. And make sure, and this is what messed up my traveling companion, the expiry date of your passport. His was out by 1 day.
Right.
And if it doesn't match, they ain't going to let you in. And as upsetting as it was, as the girl at the check-in desk at China Airlines said, she said, look, you would be a lot more upset if you flew all the way to Hanoi and they wouldn't let you in, and you'd have to take another 19-hour flight coming back. Yeah. So my documents were in order, but I made a decision. I'm like, I can't do this on my own. I just can't. I don't feel well enough to do it on my own. I need somebody to kind of navigate me through it. And so that was that.
Well, sorry you couldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I really hope I will get the opportunity to go again. Out of all of this problem with my illness, and as sick as I was, and I wasn't able to ride my bike, and I was just generally feeling miserable, I hate letting people down.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that upset me the most. So I hope I get that opportunity again to actually go.
You made the right decision. So something's funny. I don't think I shared with you. So Donovan has been posting, and some of the people, I think I know, I'm Facebook friends with some of the people on the chat posting. While Carly King from Santa Cruz, she is in Vietnam at the same time.
She's been there for a while, hasn't she?
And my aunt and uncle were touring Vietnam. And I'm
funny.
getting all these posts from different people, and I'm like, are they going to run into each other? Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah. Yes.
That I knew 3 different traveling groups at the same time.
Well, ultimately, when you go to get on a plane for a 2-week vacation, whether it's a working vacation or not, and who's
Jim?
It was Jim.
And you're still not well, and you still don't know whether you're going to get better or not. You always worry. I mean, as disappointing as it is, I think ending up in a Vietnamese hospital with pneumonia would be not something I'd really want to end up doing. So, I think I made the right call.
I think you made the right call. You made the right call.
You made the right call because now you're here with us today and you're alive.
Right, exactly. And today would have been the day I was flying back. So had I got on the trip, theoretically at 5:00, I'd be actually on the bus coming back from SFO at this time.
Yeah.
No, and I'm still not 100%, but I'm not going to be 100% for a while. I mean, I'm on this. I've got my little inhaler, and I've still got a battery of medicine I've got to take for quite a while to come. But I'm a tough old bird.
Well, and I wanted to say, hey, happy Thanksgiving to Americans who were participating in that. I know I ate like it was my job. I went to a very expensive buffet with my family.
Did I see a picture of you cutting up rough with a lobster again?
That was
Saturday.
That was Saturday.
Oh, God.
There was many eating excursions of the last few days.
You really do excel at your work.
It was my job. Where I went, they had, the usual, all the different meats and all the nice things. But then they also had a seafood bar, a dim sum bar, a caviar bar. I mean, it was
so
I was strategic. I got it all in. It was great. Next day, John and I went for a ride, went eating, lived to ride to eat. Next day, John and I went out riding, went to go eat.
Well, to our friends in different parts of the world, Thanksgiving is kind of like a mystery to a lot of people. England doesn't really have an equivalent. The closest equivalent England has is something called Harvest Home, which happens about the same time of year, and you kind of celebrate all the harvest coming in, and you've got everything stored away for the winter. But America, it's really a celebration of overeating.
Yes.
It's true.
And
arguing with family.
Exactly. And I went to a buffet at the local golf club and paid a decent amount of money. And, oh, God, I was carried out of there. I mean, they had to kind of roll me onto a golf cart and take me back to my car because it is a celebration of overeating.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenged celebration in a lot of ways, where
Oh, the original.
Yeah, you know.
No, now for me, it's an eating holiday.
Yeah, I think it's become that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it's a celebration of excess.
We
Yeah.
ignore the genocide aspect. We're just all
Oh,
about
that
we're just all
detail.
about the pecan
Yeah,
pie.
details, darling.
Pecan pie.
Yes.
Speaking to people in other parts of the world who may not have the same understanding, it is a little bittersweet in a lot of ways for many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's not really all about a good time and a giant meal, although it is for my family.
Yeah.
And we had a good time and a giant meal.
That's what I choose to celebrate. And also, and the reason I'm saying this, Thanksgiving is here, and today I'm thankful we're all in the room again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Emma, you've been sick. John, you were in Florida. Jim, you were probably
Somewhere.
in a desert somewhere.
Off and
Getting
about.
dusty.
Scotty, you headed south. Last time I saw you,
I've been to Reno, Fargo, Winslow, and Sarasota.
you've been all over. Emma, and I want to just take a chance. We had a
Yeah.
wonderful email that fits in right now. I'd like you to read.
Yeah, so I had I'm holding this email from Christopher, and I think his last name is Vecchi. Hey, Misfits, and happy belated Thanksgiving. I just wanted to shout out some gratitude to all the family members, especially spouses, who support their partners, love, and need to be on two wheels. I've heard the classic story over and over, usually starting with, the wife made me sell my bike, or some variation of that. My wife rocks, and I've never had to mumble those stupid words to anyone. We have a soon-to-be one-year-old now that we call Merlin, and I am fully supported in my favourite way to get to work, and favourite way to get anywhere, which is sometimes nowhere at all. We all know that feeling. I don't take for granted the worries that come along with these things from loved ones, and I'm super grateful every time I swing a leg over. I have her childhood XR100 as my yard toy for a few more years until it becomes a birthday gift for little Mervyn. What age do you think is a good... what do you think is a good age for little Red to be handed off to the young one? Oh, any time. Any time from 6 months onwards, darling. Peace and love, Misfits. Chris from Connecticut.
Wait, what size is the bike again?
It's 100cc.
Yeah.
So I'd say
that's
probably-
like 7.
Yes,
7 or 8.
Yeah, or even 8 or
10,
9, yeah.
And there's a picture.
Yeah, so Chris from Connecticut, it's still riding season over here as far as I'm concerned. My cutoff temps keep lowering. Pretty soon I'll need a snowmobile conversion kit. And Chris has actually included a picture.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
And it's a lovely picture. And
Is it Merlin or Mervyn?
no, it's Merlin.
Merlin?
Yeah, Merlin.
All right.
And it looks
It's like a 1-year-old baby on a motorcycle.
Exactly. It looks like Chris rides an FC6R. I'd say is probably what that is. It's a good-looking bike. And he's a very, very happy-looking chap. And there is a baby sitting on the gas tank.
Start 'em young.
Yeah, you got to start him young. Baby looks happy.
I do have a tip. When people want to start their children young, whatever size bike, usually start with some training wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But a good trick that a friend of mine learned the hard way, put a leash on them. Because kids learn to go before they learn to stop. And the first time
So you can clothesline them off the bike.
Tayward started,
Like the cartoon, let him
put
run
his
out
son
about 50
on,
feet.
he hit
Snap.
go, and the kid took off right into a fence. And after that, he put a leash on him so he could run behind him and slow him down.
Yeah, just this last week we were at home talking about old stories and talking with my father, who got me out riding on a 3-wheel ATV with a leash
Yeah.
that
leash.
wasn't quite strong enough to pull him around, and it was a little bit of a battle. Yeah.
So that is my top tip. Well,
Now, when I was very, very young...
yeah. So we're
these-
talking like the 20s?
Yeah, the 1920s.
Yeah.
The 1820s, in fact. No, so this would have been 1962, 63. It was quite common to put your baby actually in a harness and let them walk on a leash.
Yeah.
And you'd
I
like
was
walk,
a leash
yeah, and
child.
I had a little harness with bunny rabbits on it. And I'd be off. And my mum would be running along behind me with me on a leash like a little dog. And you don't see that anymore. I suppose it's quite demeaning for children. But I thought it was the greatest thing.
Mm-hmm.
My mom famously, she tells a story of, I think I was on the leash, and we're trying to exit a store, and I saw something and started bolting, like, oh, and I start running, and she just gave me a tug, but a little too hard of a tug, and I went through the air, and I slammed against the door, and was just kind of a stupor, and she was so embarrassed, she just kind of dragged me out of the store.
Oh,
just
no.
like, rah, rah.
Oh, no.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I
that probably explains a lot why you don't see children in harnesses anymore being walked like they're on a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Scotty, I wanted to, and thanks to you for going to retrieve the Niken. All right.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of backstory. I haven't told all the details.
Okay.
So it started with, I found the Niken in Arizona, and you're offered to go pick it up.
Well, way before that, you were like, hey, I'm looking all over the place for these Nikens. I got to find one. And I reached out and I was like, yeah, it sounds like a fun adventure. If you find one that's kind of far away and you don't really want to go get it, you just let me know and I'll figure it out and go get it. So then 3 months later, it was a while.
I don't think it was that long.
Anyhow, a little bit later,
Yeah.
you texted me like, hey, I found it. It's in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Which, for those of you not familiar with where we are, is about 500, 600 miles from here.
Isn't it more than that? It's 12-hour drive.
So it's about 700 miles from here.
Yeah.
About 700 miles from here.
And so I reached out to the owner. I was making a deal. And he said, well, in fact, I'm looking for a Goldwing. So if your friend's going to come out here, there's a Goldwing near you. Could you go get that and have your friend bring the Goldwing out?
So I'm looking at flights to get to Scottsdale, and Liza sends me a text like, hey, there's a Goldwing, and this guy really wants to put a sidecar on a Goldwing, and can you take that down to him? And this whole time, I thought it was a Goldwing with a sidecar.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'm in. And I'm very happy it didn't have a sidecar.
So I went up to go make the deal. And what I didn't share, Emma, did I share with you the nice gentleman I bought the Goldwing from?
You shared a tiny
I'm going to
bit.
share a little bit more than I have. I did not make any of the arrangements. The Niken owner made the arrangements. So I was just to show up, hand him cash, and take the bike away. Nice guy. And he had a lot of toys. He had a toy hauler. He had a couple pickup trucks. He had a speedboat. He had a hot rod. He had a mini bike. He had Harleys, all sorts of stuff. But my cousin, who had come with me because I needed a ride up there, asked to use the bathroom. And he said, sure, go in the house, use the bathroom. She came back out and was just kind of like, are we ready to go? And later she showed me a picture of a banner in the house she'd taken of his HA banner.
I didn't know HA guys rode Goldwings.
No, he was selling it for his father-in-law.
Yeah.
He didn't know anything. He's like, I don't know anything about these bikes. It seemed pretty fast. I only know about Harleys.
Okay.
And he was like typical, I only know about Harleys. Harleys are the only bikes in the world that exist. But really nice guy. But my cousin was just like, I can't believe I was in a Hell's Angels house.
Could have never been seen again.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
But he was nice. He wasn't wearing his colors or anything. But I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, this makes sense. So it just peppered the story up a little bit more. But then you got on the Goldwing, and
Yep. I got on the Goldwing, and it was full of gas.
you left on Saturday morning
About 5:30 in
while
the morning.
it was raining buckets.
I actually delayed my departure. I was going to leave a little earlier, and I didn't because it was raining really hard for a while.
Really hard.
And then it rained less hard, so I left.
And you returned Sunday morning.
Yes. I ran into a lot of traffic going through Los Angeles.
What you're missing here is you drove down, grabbed the other bike, turned around, started coming
You
back.
rode
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Arizona,
Yeah.
traded bikes,
no
turned
rest,
around,
no
and
night.
rode back.
Well, so I did. That's true. You're two on all counts. I also stopped by a colleague's house to deliver a coffee mug that I had to deliver. She lives in South Phoenix. And then bopped up to Philippe's, switched bikes, sat with him for a moment, had a cup of coffee, got on, and hammered back this direction. Yeah.
So Emma, this guy Philippe, who I just found, looking for a bike for sale.
Right.
Turns out we have a lot of friends in common. Ray is a friend of his, right?
Oh, really?
He's a Frenchman, yes.
Oui.
And I think you would like
French.
him. He has, because I think he had an accident, so he has trouble with two-wheel bikes. He rides with sidecars. What were the bikes that he had there, Scotty?
A lot of tricycles. I could not have named them all, but there were a lot of three-wheeled things. Yeah.
There's a BMW with a sidecar. I think
there were at least two BMWs, I think, with sidecars, and a old Triumph, and a Ural, and there was a Slingshot, and like everything that would hold itself up.
And now adding, a Triumph with the sidecar.
These things might be maybe not my cup of tea, but he is a devoted rider.
And
he rides. He's a motorcyclist,
cool.
no doubt.
And we've talked about this subject before, and it's so easy to heap scorn on people who ride slingshots and people who, ride Harley trikes. But if you do, you're on the wrong track, because a lot of these people, that's all they're able to ride, either through age, through injury, through some quirk. They can't, you can't do the two-wheel thing anymore.
Yeah.
And rather than just give it up, you have three wheels. But that would account why he's selling the Niken, because the Niken will fall over. It's not self-supporting in any way.
He had a whole host of two-wheel bikes. His wife rides.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole, there's a broad and deep collection in that garage. And whether even folks who just like having three wheels, there are folks out there like Philippe that are just
can you get a peek,
devoted
Emma?
and avid.
You got to zoom in, see if you can see any of the things in the background.
Love being out there.
But I didn't know. I thought it was fascinating. He's like all in and getting all these different types of bikes and turning them into sidecar rigs. Like he's all in. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
This is
a very well equipped garage, and in my opinion, and this really bears it out, the finest sidecar tug ever made is the BMW R1200C.
Oh, really?
Because people misunderstand that bike and they say, it's an ugly cruiser, it's weird, it's the James Bond bike. It is the greatest sidecar tug. It's everything set up perfectly just to haul a sidecar around. And the bike makes complete sense. And here is one with a color match sidecar.
Oh, yeah.
Just glorious.
Everything in there is extremely beautiful, and clean, and well done.
And I'm looking, even just seeing this tiny man front wheel, I can see that is a Triumph T140D.
There you go.
Bonneville.
I knew you could tell. There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
So he's a really nice guy.
So now, this is what I'm sure everyone's question for Scotty is. How was the comparison between the two? So you had a 2011 Goldwing.
GL18.
Mm-hmm. And then the 2019 Niken.
Mm-hmm.
Which was better?
So, my experience of both of these bikes is long distance travel, which I would expect
Goldwing is made for.
Both of them, because yours is the GT.
Yeah.
I would expect both of them to be extremely good at long distance travel.
Yes.
And I found neither of them really were good for what I was hoping they would do well. I found the Goldwing fairly comfy, but kind of cramped. I think it's really designed for somebody 4 to 6 inches shorter than me.
Because that thing was huge. That bike was
on the outside,
big.
but where the people go,
you're locked into this riding position,
and the riding position is like comfort. Like it's a lounge chair, but I could not move from the lounge chair. Like I couldn't move my knees, my feet were kind of locked in. It wasn't really comfy.
I found when I toured on the Indian. It had boards, riding boards. You could actually move your legs around. This Goldwing doesn't. It just had foot pegs.
Well,
so you're in that fixed
did you
position.
get the opportunity to ride it? No, you didn't, did you?
I rode it from Concord here.
Oh, you actually rode it here? Yeah. Okay.
I also was kind of annoyed that the Goldwing only got 220 miles to the tank. I thought
that's a surprise.
I thought for sure it would get a lot, and it just didn't. Which I think is probably okay for most folks that aren't trying to burn miles all day long, because it'd be reasonable to want to get off and stretch your legs every hour and a half, 2 hours. But that was okay.
The riding position was comfortable.
It was comfortable. Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
But you're kind of locked into that position.
Yeah, I could get up onto the passenger seat a little bit and kind of stretch out.
All right, now how did the Niken compare?
I liked it a lot better.
There it is.
Now,
yeah.
I that doesn't mean I liked it.
No, let's just stick with I liked it better.
I did. I liked it a lot better. It got, I don't know if you've gotten through a full tank yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was getting
not great.
About 120 miles to a tank.
Yeah, not great.
Which if you're going to go and ride 600 miles, is a lot of stops.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think that it really doesn't have great mileage because of that front end.
It's got 2 of them. Yeah.
It's heavy.
Is it a 5-gallon?
Oh. I will tell you. I got the specs. Hold on. It is I will
Hey,
get
Emma,
there.
throw me one of those weird milk candy things.
Oh God, they are quite revolting.
I've never seen
Jim.
them before.
No, they're quite milky.
4.8 gallon.
Okay.
It's
So
almost
5
5.
gallons.
So yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah.
Wow.
So you're only getting 50? No,
No.
25.
20 something to the tank.
Yeah.
And that was because I was going slow. I intentionally went somewhat slower than I would have liked just so I could get better mileage on the Niken. Because it has a little computer that tells you what your instantaneous mileage is.
Yeah, so just some specs on it. Emma, if you had to guess, how much does a Goldwing weigh?
God, £800.
Right. So $589 on the
Okay,
Niken.
so not huge.
Not huge. 4.8 gallon seat height, 32.9, but this bike was lowered. Maximum lean angle, 45 degrees.
Okay.
Well, so the Goldwing was lowered, but that doesn't affect the riding position.
No, I mean the
Niken was lowered.
The Niken was lowered, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, you comfortably came back, and then here's what a trooper Scotty is. She comes like, "Hey, I'm here. It's morning. I'm here." And her family comes to pick her. Yeah, we're heading down to Southern California. now.
I went home and I took a nap. I got a couple hours of sleep and got up and we drove back to Southern California for the holiday.
So what was your top speed on each bike?
Ooh, good
Honestly,
question.
so Goldwing seller was like, "Oh, this thing's fast." It's not. It's just not. There's too much of it. It might have the engine out of an automobile, like a 4-wheel car, but
it's like saying a VW Bug is fast.
yeah, I mean, compared to a Beetle Bug,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
no, the top speed I think on the Goldwing I got up to like 120 somewhere along the road.
Oh.
And the Niken, I definitely hit 120 or something like that.
Oh,
But
really? Okay. And how
yeah.
did it feel at that kind of a speed? So those are 17, 15 inch?
15-inch front wheels.
15? Okay.
we can get into that separately, but I just didn't spend much sustained time at real continent eating speeds.
Because you can blow out 2 front tires and keep going. Maybe even 3.
Yeah. No, because the mileage was so terrible.
Yeah.
I slowed down because the mileage was so bad.
So
That's the same triple that's in the the whatever.
FC09 or
Not
FG09.
quite.
No?
It is. It's different.
yes,
It's that sport tour bike.
it's based on the same, but they're two
FJ09 or
different.
something.
So I've had 2 days of riding. John and I went out riding on Friday. We took the 2 triples out,
It was fun.
and then yesterday I took the Niken out, and he took out the
Bergie.
Bergman, and so
Got to ride butts to nuts with you. That was exciting.
yeah, you still are very nervous. I call it the Abomination. Yesterday was the ride of the Abominations.
Exactly.
The Bergman and the Niken. They're both abominations.
Quite the pair.
Right? I
rolling
know.
up.
The mirror situation on your Niken takes it really next level. It
How
turns
did
it to 11.
it get there, by the way? Like, why?
Why are there 4 mirrors on it? So, okay.
Why aren't there 6? That's a better question.
So the guy I bought it from, he farkled it. It came with like extra seat, which is barely different from one another. Oh yeah, you didn't get to see all the parts because he shipped them. He did. It's got all sorts of farkles and extra parts.
The billet aluminum.
Yeah, it's got all the things.
Oil cap thing.
But
and all
he
that.
also on the Niken, the mirrors are attached to the fairing in front of like your instrument cluster,
like
a
really
sport
far,
bike.
further forward than a sport bike.
Yeah, and it's kind of small, and you're looking somewhat at your hand grips, you know. So many people modify the control clamps to add mirrors. So there's another set of handlebar mirrors. And at first I was like, aesthetically, this is weird. I want to get rid of them. But then I was like, I kind of find myself using both. And I'm like, well, it's got 2 front ends, so 2 sets of mirrors. Why not? I can get away with it, right?
Unquestionably.
Yeah.
It fits.
Well, I mean, it looks weird, but the whole thing looks weird anyway.
It adds to the doubled up.
It's one of those things.
To it.
You know what the mirrors remind me of? The OEM mirrors. And this will mean nothing to Americans because you never put your mirrors here. But when I first started driving cars, we were driving a lot of cars from the 60s, the early 60s, because they were the cheap ones. And in England and Japan, cars don't have rear view mirrors. You always have the one in the middle of the windshield. But your door mirrors aren't on the doors. They're on the top of the front fenders, way down at the front by the
Fairlanes and a variety of other older American cars had mirrors like that.
No, but
mirrors.
but not way down at the front by the headlights. That's where the rear view mirrors are. And so you get this panoramic view of the whole side of the car. Once you get used to them, they're wonderful. But they do take a little getting used to, and the mirrors remind me a lot of the Niken of that. But you're kind of looking under your hands. Yeah, you know, it's
So I'm not worried about it. But, all right, all of us in this room have had a chance to ride the Niken. And I'm going to make a statement, and I just want to see if everyone agrees with this. My statement is, the Niken, better than you think.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's about right.
That works.
Yeah.
I think it was about what I thought. I don't think that's
Better than
negative,
you
but
think.
How about Niken? It's kind of like a snowmobile.
I think you're actually cheapening it, Liza.
Well-
It's a very, very good motorcycle.
I am, but that was, I think everyone can agree on that review.
Right.
Better than you think. My review is, I've really come to like this bike. I've had 2 days of riding, and I understand its purpose in the world. So first I want to say, the weird front end aside, and I mean, you wrote it more than I have still, Scotty. Just from the handlebars back, I think it is a very comfortable riding position. It's got a wide touring seat. It's got a great motor. It's got enough accessories. It's got a quick shifter, and a slipper clutch. It's got factory heated grips. It's got traction control settings. Emma just showed me it's got power settings.
A bunch of
Up to
modes.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, without being too complicated, it's got simple technology that really,
All the things one would expect from a GT.
from a GT. Exactly. And
Luggage came with it.
Yep. Luggage came with it, and I like this bike. It's fun. It's fun to ride. I mean, but more so, and the reason that the 2 wheels exist, with the added traction of 2 wheels, you just feel more planted always. And one of the things I've been dealing with as I become an older rider is I'm trusting my wheels, my tires less and less. And I find that I'm less and less comfortable leaning a bike. And it's this risk reverse reward, even though I've been riding for years and I used to be able to take that corner faster. But now I lean the bike in, I go, and it's my brain. It's completely my brain. But now on a bike like this, you go in and it's comfortable and I don't have to worry. And I can completely trust, and it is confidence building.
Right.
And that's what a lot of the reviews say. It is confidence building. So I can go, and John and I went, the first day we went and did twisties, some kind of chunky roads. Actually, it was the route that we took for our rally last year. We went over to Gilroy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice road.
How did you find it in the twisties? When I wrote it out here, it didn't feel particularly nimble, but I may just not have been used to riding it. You know what I'm saying? Once you kind of got in a groove, did you feel it be pretty nimble,
No, I mean, there still is a little bit of lag
Mm-hmm.
going into the turn, but much like a larger bike, like the Africa Twin. It was
Right.
nimble and fun, but knew you had to push that weight
I
over.
tell you what works well for it, Jim, is you have to actually manhandle it about using a little bit of body English. If you lean it
Yeah.
and counter steer it,
Yeah.
it really pays
It'll-
dividends.
I can see
So
you a little
when-
more aggressive with it. It
Yeah,
would
when
really-
you're leaning over making that left turn, if you're pushing like crazy on the right handlebar, it's really helping you. It's a workout, but
And-
it's very rewarding.
And the bars are a little bit wider than stock bars.
For
You
that
get a little
reason.
extra
Comfortable.
leverage.
This bike's like a meter wide. There's a
Yeah.
lot of handlebar.
very comfortable.
Yeah. So I found that it just was very comfortable. Like we were riding, we're chatting. I'm like, okay, hold on. I got to pay attention now because we were getting into some twisting. I'm like, I really want to like be aware of what my body's doing. And I still like, I didn't get faster and faster because I'm still feeling it out and learning how you communicate with your body with it. But I felt very comfortable in it. And then on the same token, yesterday we just got on the freeway and I found at 100 miles an hour, it felt planted and smooth. Whereas I would complain on the Africa Twin when you hit 80 with those big block tires, it kind of goes.
No, that was the hood on your rain jacket. Parachuting out behind you.
Yeah. And I found this at 100 miles an hour. Felt
Interesting.
smooth, planted. It was only at 7,000 RPM and a red line's at 11.
So then it's not based off the Tracer or what are the Tracer GT?
It's loosely based. So I remember when this engine came out, and it was a lot of fanfare from Yamaha with this engine. This engine's going to replace everything. And I've heard all this before, so I mean, you preach it with a deal of cynicism. But that 900cc three-cylinder engine is a very
847.
yeah, it's a very good engine. It really is and it sounds great. But they did do a different tune on the Niken. It's got slightly lumpier cams. It's got a different overlap. It's got different throttle bodies.
And rear sprocket, 2 more extra teeth.
Right, so it's got a larger rear sprocket. And the larger rear sprocket's basically gearing it down because it's just got more mass to push around. So the ultimate top speed's probably a lot less than the FC09 or the MT09.
But it translates into more torque on demand to compensate for that extra weight compared to the Tracer.
Yeah.
So
Riding around in like stop and go traffic. I don't know if you had much experience in like stop and go traffic and stoplights and city traffic. It feels totally normal.
you do
Feels great.
you forget that there's two wheels.
Yeah,
Did any lane splitting?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So not really
I
bad,
came
same as a bike, huh?
up one yesterday. It was backed up like a summer weekend. And you know what? In fact, was interesting because John, you took off.
I did, yeah.
There was so much traffic. He got into the breakdown lane on the scooter. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stay in traffic. You go ahead. But as I got up onto one up here in Lake Santa Cruz, I ended up catching up to a guy on a sport bike who was splitting lanes, but he's going appropriately like 10 miles an hour faster than traffic, you know?
And you're
Gosh
not?
darn that.
No, I
rider.
just got behind. You just fall in behind because it's safer to travel together. So cars already split for him, and I was fine. I'm just like behind him, but someone at Africa Twin came up behind us and was not happy because we were going too slow for him. So he split over into the breakdown lane, and then was going like parallel to us, and that's where I'm like, don't do that, motherfucker. We know. Because then people don't know which way to swerve, and you can get cut off. And then he got like 2 car lengths in front of us, swerved over and got it back into the center lane and took off. And I was like, that was kind of a dick move.
Yeah, that's a dick
And then
move.
a little while later, the guy on the sport bike, he pulled over and waved me past him because he probably felt like I was riding his ass. But I was more than happy, just got behind him. So for me, it passed the test for speed and, just straight. Well, I know you went straight for a long time, Scotty, because there's a big flat spot on the back tire.
Sorry.
It's okay. And for me, it also passed the test of fun in the twisties and kind of a choppy road. And one of my other concerns was not understanding how this front end works. Like if one wheel hits a bump or a rut, does it then throw you over?
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting things. Is there was a long stretch of highway where one lane had been recently resurfaced, and the other one had not. So there's like a inch and a half, elevation difference as you move between lanes. And one of the weirdest things on that Niken was I could almost not feel it.
Huh.
It would like disappear. Like I'm used to it. I expect it. I know what it feels like, and it pulls a little bit, and it wiggles your bike around a little bit, and it didn't.
So does it have four proper front forks?
No.
The forks do different things.
So there are 2 forks on each, but they're not mounted on each side of the wheel. They are together in parallel.
Right.
And only one set on each wheel has a spring in it, and the other fork that's right next to it is just fluid filled, and that is for stability.
So isn't that a common setup on many dirt bikes now, though, that one has damping and one has fluid?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
It's common on a lot of modern bikes.
2 modern forks turned sideways with the wheels mounted sideways.
Now, Bagel, have you tried the Piaggio MP3? Is that a completely independent front end?
Yeah, I have ridden it. It's basically a parallelogram in the front suspension.
Yeah.
So each side will go up and down independently. It has I think a trailing link on either side. But it well, actually, no, take that back. I don't know if it has a trailing link, but it does have a center unit that both front suspensions are connected to, that go up and down, together or opposite of each other, I should say.
Sounds very similar to your Niken.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. And like my test was, I went over a speed bump at a diagonal because I'm like, will it toss me over one way and the other? No, it just sucks it up on one and then sucks it up on the other, and you stay perfectly upright and don't really feel it.
I think that translates a lot into the way it feels turning into and out of a corner.
Yeah.
In that it doesn't feel like it falls into a corner.
No.
Like I have come to expect from a motorcycle. It just kind of like leans over.
Right.
Without like getting closer to the ground in a really a different way that is really not a problem, and it feels totally normal.
So, I have a couple declarations, statements to make.
Hear ye.
Are these Christmas declarations, the kind that you hang up over the door?
The first was, it's better than you think. And I'm now going to say that, just to up that, I think the Niken is an amazing bike.
I agree with that.
That is misunderstood in this country.
I agree with that.
Because where it truly shines is one of the places it sells very well, which is the UK. Mm-hmm. And why? What's different between their riding season and ours?
It's wet.
They're right on the left.
Wet.
Bunch of wankers. And this excels and compensates for that the horrible weather that, I mean, we really learned that UK riders will just go out in anything. They're not deterred. You know? You have to.
Right, exactly. And
because if you just want to ride when the sun shines in England, you're riding about 3 days a year.
Right, and so the Niken, it solves that problem, that you don't have to worry about hitting wet leaves, in a corner. It can handle it.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be super fun to get out on some of the twistier, less popular roads that we have in our area that are just poorly paved and full of potholes and things, because you just don't have to worry about potholes and frost heaves and all the weird stuff that you'd find in a corner on I'm thinking of like Highland, if you're familiar with this area.
Yeah.
Because you have so much more contact patch.
Or somewhere like Smith Grade. Yeah. Smith Grade would be a great road on that bike.
The functions of the bike are great, the comfort of the bike, and then the 2 front wheels for inclement weather, for slippery riding conditions, or for somebody like me who's kind of losing some of my confidence, it builds that back. Another declaration I'm going to make, and you fight me if you want to. I am going to say that the big triple engines are the best all-around engine you can get in any bike today.
Is 847 a big triple?
Yes, that is a big triple.
Thank you.
Yeah. What? I mean, is the Rocket a triple?
Yes.
All right, so that's a huge triple.
Well, and the,
So
tiger,
it's just a
the
big-
1200 Tiger.
Yeah. So the Yamahas and the Triumphs. And here's why I say that. Because, yes, I know that, like, you get an inline 4 that can rev up to, 18,000 or something. Or you get, a thumper like an XR650 that can really torque, up. What I'm saying is the biggest sweet spot for an all-around street bike, I think, is a big triple because it has all the torque you need in all the places. Yes, not the best for a high-revving sport bike, race bike, not the best for a hill climb dirt bike, but for street riding, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me a big triple is not one of the best engines you can
remember
get.
that MotoGP, the Moto 2 uses a triple engine too, so they are racing them.
Yeah. I think it was perfectly fine.
So
it wasn't problematic.
My take on this is motorbikes are like people, and everyone's different, and everyone brings something different to the table. There's no doubt about it that triples are sweet, and my Trident, which is a pushrod triple, is probably the best sounding motorcycle I have ever owned, and I'm ever likely to own. They sound absolutely amazing. It would take a lot to wean me off fours. It really would. I mean, just the banshee wail of a 4.
I like not having to wring the daylights out of it to get the power, though.
Well, and it depends on. I lean with Emma on this one. I had the FZ that was a little bit higher revving. You had to get up 6-7 to get it, but the lower revving Gixxer motor, at $4,000 you roll onto it, and it answers in a way that brings you to life. Where the triples are sweet, they're all the things you say, but they're a little.
Yeah.
But again, when I refer to all around, I'm also including cost. You can put bang for your buck in there.
Yeah, and I mean, that's true. But
Bang
I
for
mean,
your
that
buck.
ride that you and me, Jim, had back from Alice's restaurant on the Big Fours. I mean, dear God.
Yeah, and you don't, depending on which one you get, you don't have to ring it. But again, it's where, like Scotty mentioned, they're so unique and people.
It is
and all this kind of stuff.
it's a unique power
preference.
delivery, and it's a unique sound. And I think it's a sound that is unique to motorcycling. The sound of a big triple being wrung out. There's a lot to be said for them. I mean, I am a fan of them. I'd never make a blanket statement saying it's the best all round because there's so many different factors.
I am making that statement that a triple has the biggest sweet spot. Now, I understand. I have a sweet spot for some inline 4s. I have a sweet spot for big twins like my KTMs. But this has the biggest sweet spot. That's my declaration. I'm kind of surprised they're not more common. Now, Yamaha, I mean, this engine, other than the slight changes you talked about, what is in the FJ09,
Yes.
is in the Tracer GT,
Yes.
is in the MT or
MT09.
FZ09.
The XSR.
XSR 900.
Yeah,
the one.
XSR.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing really well with this.
I've test ridden most of those, and they just never really get my heart pumping.
They're just too sweet for you.
When-
It's just too sweet.
When Yamaha brought out that engine, it was to a lot of fanfare, and there were 2 engines that came out. There was the 7, the twin, and the 9, the triple, and they made a lot of noise about these engines and said, this is the future. And I think they really bet the farm on it a lot.
The Super Tenerays, they have a 4 or
No,
triple?
Super Tenere is a twin.
It's a twin.
Super 10's a
Big
vertical
twin,
twin. Yeah.
But and throw in the Triumphs. I mean, John's Triumph. I mean, there's a lot of the triples.
A great engine. Even the little ones, the Daytona, the 570, 675. God, that's a good engine.
What strikes me about the triples is they're just so smooth.
I think
They're so smooth running.
My Triumph's a little lumpier than because I rode hers too, so it's not as smooth as the Yamaha motor.
So,
Not in a bad way, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Emma, is there anyone else besides Triumph and Yamaha using triples?
Well, if you go back a little way,
Metro.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, well, all the Geo Metro, the Suzuki, it all goes back to this Daihatsu engine, this 3-cylinder Daihatsu, and that's the genesis for the car side of it. If you go back to the two-stroke days, a lot of manufacturers did triples.
That's right, there were.
And the reason why triples...
Oh, Kawasaki, yeah.
Yeah, and Suzuki, all did the triples.
The water buffalo.
Yeah. Well, and the 550 and the 380.
Yeah, triples were common.
The Kawasaki's, they had this huge range from the S1C, which was the 250, right up until the 750.
And we even go back to my triple that's in the garage, the 1979 XS750, which I love.
Now, the alluring thing about a triple is, and certainly with a two-stroke, because a two-stroke has a manufactured crankshaft, which means you have bearing, flywheel, bearing, flywheel, and so on and so forth. It tends to be quite wide. And you can get nearly the power of a 4 with a reduced width. And so that's why they were so popular.
BMW.
Yeah, BMW.
K75.
Yeah. Well, the K75 was slightly different. The K75 and K100, that's not even actually a motorcycle engine. That's a Peugeot car engine.
Yeah.
And they flipped it on its side. And what they did was, it was a modular engine, what was called a modular engine. And Triumph, the very, very early Triumphs were modular engines as well. And they said, look, we're just going to do this in two forms, because BMW was pretty broke when the K bikes came out, and they really needed a world-beating bike that they could build on a budget. And so they had the K100, which was 1,000cc 4, and that was the first out the gate. And then they just literally lopped a cylinder off it and changed the plane on the crank from a 180 to a 120, and then made the triple. But all the other components were the same. All the fuel injections were the same. Valves were the same. The cut on the cams were the same, even though the camshafts themselves were different. It was basically the same engine. Just with a cylinder missing. And it was a great way of doing things, because it was a huge cost-cutting exercise. It was fantastic. And they're good engines. I mean, they're not powerhouses.
So there we prove it. I mean, Suzuki, Kawasaki, BMW, they've all visited.
Right, and Honda,
no one's come.
Honda as well. Honda did the triple.
What triple?
The NSRs. The NSR Force.
Right, yeah.
But that was for a different reason. That was to get as much power in a very, very compact space as possible. So all the manufacturers have kind of, diddled with triples for different reasons. And the delicious thing, as you find out about a triple, is you can pack a lot of power into a smaller space. Mm-hmm. I confess I knew so little about Nikens up until about a month ago. I thought it was FC1 based. Oh. I thought it was an FC1 with two front ends. I didn't even realize it was a triple.
Well,
and then you were the first. It's like, it's a triple. I was like, what?
Well, until today, I thought it was a 900cc. I want to contact Weights and Measures about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's an 847. I talked about this before. I have a big issue when they fudge the numbers.
Round up.
I think, come on, it needs to be within maybe 25.
Yeah, 998 for 1,000. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, I love a triple. I've always loved a triple since my 79.
Right. Well, they sound great. They've got this
sweet spot.
They've got this just nice sort of angry kind of rasp to them. You can hear a triple coming a mile off. And they almost sound like meatier than they are, because if you listen to a triple and then listen to a 6-cylinder, it's got that really similar cadence, especially a V6. So next time you hear a V6 car being given the beans, or anything with a 6-cylinder, and then you hear a triple, and you think, oh yeah, that's really similar.
Now the funny thing, back to the Niken, I don't know if you noticed this. So the Bergman broke down, and we had to get a battery and blah blah blah. So we had to go 2-up to Cycle Gear to buy a battery. So we're coming back, and there's this guy walking down with his kids on the sidewalk. And so you got think about this: Liza and me on one motorcycle, which is hilarious in itself, on the Niken. So this guy was like, oh! He watched us all. He couldn't figure out what it was. It's like,
what is happening?
It's just so much.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we get into the reaction of the bike, because I took it out for a test ride today. And I thought, I'm gonna take this down towards the boardwalk. So I did a loop of...
Everybody looks at it.
Of, the whole boardwalk down by Santa Cruz. And nothing really prepares you for the reaction you're going to get, because people
a little bit of the freak show coming
yeah,
down.
because people kind of look at it and then they do the double take,
right,
because they're like, did I really see that?
At about 1:30 in the morning on my way back, I stopped at a gas station, and I was just filling up with gas and going to boogie again, and right as I was getting ready to go, the gas station attendant ran out. I was like, "What is that thing? I saw it on the screen. I got to know what is going on? Why does it have so many things?"
That happened at Cycle Gear too.
Yeah. Both times at Cycle Gear. We were at Cycle Gear in Gilroy, and both the guys just come out just grinning. What is that? I hold my key out. I'm like, go ahead, take it for a spin. And he's like, what? No, what? No, I don't think I don't think I should. I'm not sure. He was just like, I just want to look at it.
It's
This is Cycle Gear down Seaside?
No, this is in Gilroy.
Gilroy,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I guarantee you, any bike night anywhere in this country, you would absolutely be the star of the show on that thing. It is just so odd.
It is odd, but then everything else about it is simple.
Right.
It's just a good, simple bike with just the right amount of technology.
You just got to figure out the buttons.
Well, she showed me a new button. I'm like, what is that?
Whole mode button.
I didn't even know. I thought that was just the heated grip bar, but right below that is the power.
The mode.
The mode. Well,
Alan mode.
You may recall that I had made another declaration that I think this would be a good dirt bike. Why not, right?
I've been thinking about this.
And I've got two arguments.
Scotty likes it because it's a great bad idea.
Yeah, that's the person with TK80s under TKC80s under SV650.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this. Let's go.
So the
Liza,
first
go.
argument, thanks to a listener, sent me a link to an e-bike company called Rungu, Rungu, and they make a double front wheel.
I've seen that thing.
Off-road e-bike. And they have videos of somebody, I showed it to you, Jim, somebody on a single wheel riding through like thick mud, and the bike just on the single wheel just really tracking all over the place. And then they get on the double wheel, and it still kind of skims, doesn't go straight through, but it really veers half as much as a single wheel, so it's much more stable because it's stays up above the mud more.
All right, so I gotta make a comment because I've been thinking a lot about this, about your desire to ride this thing around in less paved places, and one of the huge differences is not just that you have more contact patch, but that the wheels are in fact smaller in diameter,
right?
Which also means like a steeper angle of approach for anything that you're hitting is gonna feel gnarlier and bigger, and I think you would sink in the sand and mud.
And it's a heavy front end.
You don't.
More than you might expect
according to...
Well, because that thing has two normal size wheels.
Yeah.
Those wheels are the same size
I'm just
as they
saying,
would be
there's an
otherwise. Yours are
argument,
itty-bitty.
if you watch the videos at riderungu.com, as I showed Jim, it's actually a pretty compelling argument.
It's not a good comparison.
What I'm saying is that their argument doesn't apply to your situation.
Right. I think you should totally take it out to Hollister and rally. I have faith in you.
There we go.
And your idea, your philosophy.
The second argument is a bike that was just recently unveiled, also from Yamaha, and they're calling it the TMW. And this is basically, now this is not a full production bike yet, this is still a concept. But this is basically a TW200.
Rear wheel drive?
Yep, with a split wheel Niken front end.
Those are bigger tires, like ADV tires?
No, this is the T-Dub, so they're not
massive tires.
Yeah.
But are they 16s?
It's a concept. It's a TW. It's a small bike.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Those look like 15s or 16s. They're small wheels.
But it has the same, split independent
Actually,
suspension.
you know what? If it's a T-Dub, I think...
They got the fat wheels, right?
Yeah, it's got a 14 on the back
it's got
and
two
like
fat wheels. Here,
16 on the front or something.
So this is something, here you go, a concept showing that they believe that this has some
like a
off-road
like a ranch
capabilities.
bike or like
a
pseudo hunting bike.
In lieu
exactly.
of a Ford, if one of the Fords.
Side by side. What is
Looks
it?
like it can hold
would
itself
go
up.
for?
Yamaha TMW.
Wonder how it would compare price wise to a.
It's still a concept.
I know that, but I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Because that'd be a reason to buy one if it's half the price or something.
But what I like seeing is that this is not just some crazy technology. They're finding applications where, there's something to this. Let's explore it further. And so my theory that this might be good off-road is being proven.
Well, you got to define off-road, though. I mean, I think it would be great on a fire trail, but not on in the desert.
Yeah, but
or over a log.
Yeah, or over a log. Yeah, that's right. Or over any obstacles.
Yeah, so, if you're on fire roads or like
gravel,
grass, I think it'd be fine.
Might actually be more stable.
I kind of feel like I do. I mean, this bike. Like I was telling Emma, here's a pretty cool thing because it's so similar to the FJR. No. The FJ09.
There you go.
I'm wondering if I could get like bash plate from an FJ09,
Well, it doesn't share any frame components, but of course the engine cases are similar enough but the thing is with bash plates, if you're bolting them onto the engine,
that kind of defeats the purpose.
Because what's underneath it is the exhaust and the oil filter.
Well, that's what you're
need to protect that. Exactly.
Well, truthfully, I'd rather deal with the dented exhaust rather than a lug broken off an engine case.
Yep.
Maybe. So,
maybe. No, there's no maybe there.
There's oil behind it.
I think you gain a lot.
Did I ever tell you about the young man who had to go and sit in the designated crying area of Mototown? So,
which one?
No, he was a lovely young man, and he was in the army. And no, this is pertinent. And he came. He was already, his bottom lip was already trembling before I even went out and looked at his bike because he kind of knew. He had just been deployed from. I want to say it might have been Arizona to Fort Ord. To Monterey, to Naval Postgraduate School. And so he had a Ducati. I think it was a Scrambler. It was virtually a brand new bike.
Is that the guy that brought it here?
No, it's another guy.
Another. Yeah.
So we put it on the trailer, and he had the side stand down. He had it tied down. And somewhere between Arizona and here, the straps had got loose, so it started putting more and more weight on the side stand, and he hit a pothole. And basically, cut a long story short, the side stand, which was bolted to the bottom of the engine, cracked the engine casing.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
And he brought it to the shop, and I'm like, oh, dude. I said, okay, the proper way to fix this is to dismantle it. And this is a bike with like 500 miles on it. So the proper way to fix this is to dismantle the engine completely and either replace the crankcase halves or have them properly welded and then reassemble the engine. That's the proper way. And he goes, what's the improper way? I said, the improper way
JB Weld
is to lean the bike on its side and let all the oil drain away from it for like a couple of weeks and clean it up with brake cleaner and then JB Weld it all together. And just pray. And he had to have a little sit down in the designated crying area. But that's what happens when you bolt things to engines. And it was just from hitting a massive pothole. Yeah. He said, I think he said he was in Lancaster, California or something. It was a giant friggin' pothole. And it crunch. And he looked in the mirror and he saw the trailer go bonk. Oh, so, and ouch. that was enough to break the engine casing where the side stand bolted on. It's a bad scene, man.
Well, and I want to give full credit because this whole double front wheel thing is quite interesting, but I don't think Yamaha was the first. I'm not sure exactly who the first is, but we do have to give credit to Piaggio. 2006 is when the MP3 scooter came out. Bagel, do you understand what the intent or purpose was for that? Was that more to be self-balancing for people?
No, it was never intended to be self-balancing. I think it was more just to have a more stable
platform
vehicle with three wheels.
And a scooter's a great place to start because they're death traps when they're new. So everything you do to a scooter will make it less of a death trap, right?
Yeah. Well, sure.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, but even though the MP3 didn't come out until the mid to late 2000s, Piaggio had actually been working on this concept since I think the early to mid 1980s.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
Wow.
And the first prototype that they built was actually made on a Vespa chassis with two wheels in the front.
Interesting. So I'm guessing that the purpose is the same thing, because it says on there, like if you look at modern ones today, it says for the more aggressive rider.
Right. And then you get into the concept of the three-wheeler bikes with the two wheels at the back, like the Honda Gyros, which go back to the 80s.
Is that fixed axle? And this is?
Well, it's pivoting.
Okay.
It's a fixed axle, but it's pivoting. You can lean the bike.
This is an argument that we were having. Why isn't my bike a trike? And what I am using as a definition, and hopefully Emma will back me up, is that a trike has a fixed axle for the two wheels.
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask, because I think if we use the classic definition, yours is a tricycle.
Yeah, I was waving three fingers down to everybody I passed.
Oh God!
A tricycle has three wheels.
But this requires a new definition, because to me, a tricycle has a fixed axle.
I think yours is a leaning tricycle.
It's hang on though, Liza.
No.
Even a lot of like the Volkswagen-based tricycles, they have either independent rear suspension or separate axles
Liza,
on either
just
side.
accept.
No, well, like the Honda Gyro is
axle.
leaning, but that's fixed axle.
But it's fixed axle. But
That's
Bagel brings out a
difference.
great thing. If you build a Volkswagen Trike, the suspension moves independently. You know?
Oh, but
a
that's
slingshot, right?
I mean,
got independent
personally,
It does, yeah.
I
Feels like a
haven't
tricycle.
owned a Trike since I was 5 years old. So I'm thrilled that you're regressing to your childhood, Liza.
It may be a trike. It may be whatever. It kind of doesn't matter.
The truth
It's a good
is,
time.
it requires a new definition.
joking aside, it's its own thing. It is so strange and so peculiar. It's its own thing.
It is infectious, because I have been now I'm like, should I get a MP3? Should I be like Philippe and his collection?
Right.
Check your
Liza.
Yeah, there you go. Philippe and his collection of sidecars. Should I start collecting three wheelers? Yes,
I
Bagel.
tell you the one
Liza,
to
if you were-
have, which is very, very rare. You want the Gilera 500cc MP3.
Right.
That's
I
the
was gonna
one to
say
own.
that. Yeah, the MP3 500 is the one to get.
And the Gilera, and they did sell them in America, but with very, very small numbers. But that'd be the one to get.
Yeah, a friend of mine in Colorado owned one. He loved it.
I think
he had an absolute blast on it.
How many? How fast? 110?
I something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, it's a very fast bike.
Yeah.
110 miles per hour.
Will
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Will the Niken be a collector's item?
Oh, yeah. It was a collector's item when it was new.
Oh,
It's in the same category largely as the GTS 1000, which was a collector's item when it was new, and to a less extent to Rufus.
Right.
Because when the RF 900s came out, they were unlike anything else on the road. And the concept was very, very tame in compared with the Niken. I mean, the Niken and the GTS 1000 were really pushing the envelope mechanical-wise, whereas the RF 900 was really just pushing the envelope style-wise. But nevertheless, it's so unusual and so outstanding at its time. I think I mean, they're all collector's items now.
So
there's a Kimco 550.
Oh, hey, yeah. So I believe that they were just brought here in the States in 2019, because all the models I could find were 2019. Though they still make them and have them over in the UK. So I'm like, I'm good. I can still get parts for it. It's not unobtainium. But I want to share with something. When John and I went over to our friends at Gilroy Power Sports the other day.
Yes.
And we met with Greg and chatted
Greg?
with him. He's good. Making a lot of changes to the business because the industry is changing fast. And I was kind of surprised by some of the things he told us. And he, too, like a lot of other dealerships, won't work on bikes over 10 years. And this has always kind of bothered me, dealerships that do that. And I used to think it was because they just wanted to, they could pick and choose what they're going to do. They have enough business. They're just going to work on the easier stuff.
Not true.
And he said, no, it's because there are more and more brands that don't have parts for their bikes.
Right.
They are not stocking parts they had a bike, it wasn't that old, that was in the shop for weeks.
Right.
Months.
I think you said months, yeah.
Months, because they couldn't get the parts for a modern bike.
Would you?
And we're not talking like a 1 year bike.
Would you like to know who the worst offenders are? Take a guess.
Well, I'm gonna guess. Is it Suzuki?
Aprilia.
Oh,
nobody's guessed yet. Jim, who are the worst offenders?
Oh, you're gonna say Honda?
KG.
Harley Davidson.
No.
Don't know.
Who?
Oh, Honda.
No. Ducati.
Oh,
yeah.
Ducati are the devil. Are the absolute devil.
Anything does that have to do with customs or mail, international mail at all?
No. There's absolutely no excuse. Ducati will release a bike without a full backup of parts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Remember?
if you crash,
you got to buy a new one.
Sonia encountered that when she got her Panigale, and let someone ride it and it tipped over. They had no bodywork, no parts for it.
Now, and then you get this window of like 1 year to 5 year when you may or may not get the parts. And then it becomes a free-for-all.
So, he's saying that, service, they have to be even more restrictive of what they take in because a lot of brands just aren't supporting.
And as an independent, I offer people the same, I have to tell them the same caveat when they drop a bike off. I said, look, the weak point with this bike is getting the parts. And of course, as an independent, I've got a lot more leeway. I can kind of reach out to eBay. I can kind of reach out to the knockoff part manufacturers and try and get parts to keep this on the road. But my battle is maintaining the quality of the bike, because any vehicle, whether it's a bike, whether it's a car, whether it's an aircraft, becomes the lowest quality part. So if you've got a very high dollar bike in and you're putting Chinese parts on it, it's like you really need to be careful of that. But sometimes it is your only choice.
Well, that's where that, like the guy we met at Vintage Motorcycle Days is doing the 3D printing is going to come in.
Yeah, but that's
when it gets bigger.
Bikes. But one of the concerns, when you said, is this a collectible? You think like a Buell is a collectible, but hard to get parts for, right?
Right.
So my hope is that because this is still in production and still being sold around the world, I can still get the parts, but I may have to order them from the UK or something like that, or wait a little bit longer.
The only time you're going to run into problems with that bike is, number one, if you crash it.
Bodywork.
And you need bodywork parts. And tires are always going to be a problem.
Well, the Battle Axe, they make the
right, exactly. And I think it'd be worth your while when the front tires wear out on it. Buy a couple of sets. I don't know how long they're going to kick that can down the road.
I don't know. So that was interesting to find out. So
yeah,
I really like this bike. I think it has a lot to offer for people. I think if anyone has an opportunity to test ride, and I've been offering here at the garage, anyone else try it, go ahead.
It has built-in highway pegs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that is...
So yeah, the engine guards make leg cradles that fit me perfectly.
Yeah.
I recommend trying it. Don't discount it. It does not ride as weird as it looks. And I think there's something here, much like I was comparing Honda and the DCT. Yeah. Which people are like, it's weird, but they're slowly putting it into more and more bikes. And with this split front end, when we see this other concept bike they have, we might see this more and more. It might become more common.
I'm not saying it's a technical dead end. I think it's always going to be a strange side note, albeit a very, very good one. I think it's a great bike. And actually, I said something to you earlier, which I'm going to bring up again now. I think you're in a really good spot with your bikes right now.
Yeah.
I think you've got a great selection of bikes. They're carefully curated. Each of your bikes scratches a different itch.
I'm so worried about the 990, which I love and adore and have maintained.
Yeah, but I
bike.
think it's become obsolete now.
But
it's not obsolete if you have fun with it.
No, here's my criteria. If I'm going to go on a ride, which bike do I want to choose? Which bike do I prefer to ride? And I cannot think of any riding conditions I will choose the 990 over the Niken.
What was one of the greatest rides you did on the 990? You meant to say our LA trip.
Okay. I went cross country on it. I am comfortable.
But nevertheless,
right?
I think an outstanding was that LA trip.
Yeah, I'm just as comfortable touring as I am hitting curves on that.
My question to you is, if we did the LA trip again next week, which bike would you choose?
The Niken.
There you go.
Choosing the Niken.
So now the 990 has become obsolete.
Just because I enjoy it. Though I do have more luggage on the KTM so far. So we'll see.
But, I've heard this before from you, because you are quite a chronic bike shopper. And this is the greatest thing.
I want to experience things.
Yeah, you're a chronic bike shopper. And there's no shame in that. I don't think, I'm going to make a declaration.
Oh, wow, here we go.
I don't think you ever really took to the Africa Twin. I think you loved the concept of it more than the bike itself. I think it was always awkward. I think you always struggled moving it around.
Yes, I struggled when it was when I wasn't riding it.
I think you put up as good a bike as it is, and I'm certainly not trashing the Africa Twin. I'm saying for you.
But what you're not factoring in is attraction. And that bike was one of the most attractive bikes I've ever owned.
Oh, I think the Niken's
and that
way
is
better
another
looking.
No, but to me, attraction. It weighs in a lot.
It counts.
Super important.
Exactly.
You've walked past the thing and really want to ride it, even when you don't get
so attracted to that bike.
You've got to like the look of that bike, but I really think if we regard our bikes as like a relationship, that Africa Twin was actually quite abusive to you from day one.
No, you keep saying that. I don't think so.
It was more like a neglected spouse.
It didn't matter. I wanted to try the adventure riding. Jim and I both got into it. I gave it every shot. I took lessons at Jocelyn's. I was
lessons. You crashed.
All in.
You fell.
We went and did some trips, and then I was like, "This isn't really my thing. The big bike adventure riding isn't my thing." It was not about the Africa Twin. It was about. It didn't matter if I was on a Super Tenere or GS. I wasn't into that type of riding, and I wasn't using the bike for any of its functions or touring, which it is also very good at.
But what I am coming to is I think there's a spark with you and that Niken. I think you're really kind of taking to it very early, which is great. I see a spark in you when you talk about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, this Niken. I think it's just great.
I do like it. Well,
I like it a lot.
I have something I want to show you guys and see what you think.
Oh, is it rude?
But this is a segment we've done before. I'm going to do it again. Oh, do you know what that means?
She's going to put dirt tires on something.
That means I found...
There's a solo flute album coming.
I found a bike that is crazy. So I want to show you a bike I found listed on Facebook and see what you guys think. So I'm going to pass this around the room, and I need you to look at the price.
Oh, wow.
All right, pass it around.
This is Facebook Marketplace.
Marketplace.
I think you should sell something and buy that.
I think that the owner of this bike is crazy. So what I'm passing around the room, Bagel, I sent you the link as well.
Yes,
because it technically falls into your area of expertise. Want to get your opinion as well, Bagel. I found a 2006 Honda Ruckus that has been modified.
Yes,
slightly.
Has a GY6 198cc engine
with a turbo.
198 with a turbo.
All right. And this guy's got
lowered,
like some
stretched, all the things.
This is bitchin'.
Bagel, are there any other specs in that I'm missing?
Where is it?
Well, I think the motor actually came out of a Zuma, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Yeah, it says 198 Zuma swap. Yeah.
Okay.
San Jose.
Yeah, it's right next door.
Yeah, this and this bike has been pretty
Farkled.
well engineered from what I can see. It's got a really nice machine billet triple tree that on the front end. It looks like from the video that they posted, it looks like it's really quick. I mean, it's an automatic, of course, but with a turbo, and it seems like it puts out a good bit of boost from what they described. This seems like a hot little bike.
Well, let me tell you something. That Goldwing that you rode, Scotty?
Yes.
Paid 10 grand for that. The Niken paid 10 grand for that. Jim, how much are they asking for this Ruckus?
10 grand.
10 grand.
Well, no.
Asking price.
Is there any? Oh, rev
That
that
does not
up.
sound like 10 grand.
Is there any realm that this scooter is worth 10 grand?
Well, no, hang on.
This is what I'm asking.
Hang
or
on.
are they just crazy?
So here's the deal.
Bagels put his hands up. Like, I don't know. This ain't my people.
If you remember,
it all depends if somebody wants to pay that much for it.
Well, if you remember, we had a conversation a couple of years ago about Harley Davidson toppers, and we decided that if you want to experience that early 1960s American culture.
Tell everyone what the topper is.
The topper was the Harley Davidson scooter, quite crude and very of the time.
It looks like a cooler on wheels.
Right, exactly.
Did they make it, or was it Italian?
No, they made it.
I know.
But
Yeah.
if you wanted to experience the transportation that was available in America in the very, very early 60s, you pretty much, that was the cheapest way to get into it. Now, if you want a show-winning motorcycle or scooter that will make you the absolute star of any bike night, 10 grand's probably the entry level for it.
Yeah, but she's already spent it and already has that bike in the Niken.
It's a different kind, it's a stock. This is a modified bike. The only problem I have with it, it's somebody else's dream. And if I was to buy it, I'd probably have to spend another 2 or 3 grand on it to make it my dream.
My first thought seeing that thing is that it's just like 15 years and 5,000 miles too far east for the Bosozuku.
But that said, if a Bosozuku bike came up for sale here at 10 grand, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Or if you took that to Maui, you would be the mayor of whatever town.
Yeah, you would. I mean,
Yeah.
so
10 grand.
You probably couldn't build it for less. And
But yes, it's got a lot of work on it, but we all know what's the best way to get rid of a lot of money? Build a custom motorcycle. You don't get the money back, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I think it occupies an odd piece of ground. It's obviously worth more than a standard Ruckus.
Asking price and value are not the same thing.
My thoughts are probably it's a 5 or 6 grand bike.
What's interesting, when I was looking at Ruckus,
Yeah, Ruckus, I believe.
Ruckus, I found another one.
Oh, no, I think it is Ruckus, but you just move the apostrophe after the S, which makes
Ruckus
it plural.
Ruckus.
No, not Ruckus. It's Ruckus.
What would
So-
be
With the
what's full
apostrophe
name?
behind the S.
Ruckus riders.
Because
Here we have a Ruckus, a 2003,
Yes.
only 700 miles, super
Yes.
clean, well maintained.
Bone stock, of course.
Nope. SSPG exhaust, TVR intake,
Right.
Bellini variator, blah, 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 2650 for, another modified.
Right.
Not as much,
Yeah,
but
it's not as
That's
much.
GY6,
that,
but
yeah.
non-turbo.
I mean, that to me is like more reasonable.
what's the benefit of the
That's-
engine swap they did?
Yeah.
It's just bigger
More
engine because
power.
Ruckuses are just 50cc. They're quite anemic.
Well,
yeah, and the stock Ruckus engine really does not lend itself at all to any sort of performance modifications, which is why you see so many engine swaps in Ruckus frames, because people like that low slung, tube frame look. but there's nothing you can really do with the stock engine. So people swap it out with a GY6, which is infinitely hot roddable.
With the GY6 for $4,000. They had it at $5,000. They've marked it down to $4,000.
Right, and I think my thoughts are, that guy with the turbo, he's probably won a couple of local shows with it. He's taken it to a few bike nights, and everybody's kind of fawned over it. I think you'll see that go down and down. I think he'll probably sell for $6,000. That's kind of where it's worth more than that. Anybody who properly engineers a turbo, anybody who properly engineers, billet yokes and stuff like that. I mean, it's becoming its own thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's highly customized.
It really is. But I think $6,000's where it's going to land.
Yeah. I mean, he might get lucky and could get as much as like 75 maybe, but yeah, it's somewhere in that range. I think is more realistic.
I don't know. I think it's crazy that when you look at what you can get for $10,000, it's really fun to compare all the different things.
Well, you can get a brand new plated dual sport bike for less than that.
I know. Oh, and Jim, don't forget they have 5 T7s at Gilroy.
I know.
Oh, really?
I talked to him a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I talked to him a couple of weeks ago.
Is a T7 a dual sport?
They're all dual
Here we go.
I have to tell you, as everybody knows, my dearest friend is Mike Beck.
Yeah.
And Mike just bought himself a brand new Hunter 350 Royal Enfield.
He was excited about that.
He sold the Meteor. And very much like you, as much as he loved that Meteor, I don't think he ever really took to it. And he bought this Hunter, which is a cheaper version of the Meteor. He absolutely loves it. And that is one of the cheapest bikes you can buy out the door. It's like $55 out the door.
Out the door. Wow.
Yeah, they're wild. And it's a great looking bike, so,
a couple other things to share. One, I discovered, I bought a new boot that I'm so excited about.
Oh.
In fact, John and I got in a little bit of
We almost had to wrestle.
We're at Cycle Gear looking at boots, and I found these really good-looking, not traditional boots, but they're leather high tops. They look like Van sneakers.
Okay.
Like Scotty's.
But they're TCXs, which is a brand of boots I love. And they had this green leather, not like bright green, but like a dark forest green on display. Both John and I were fighting over, no, mine. And then there are none to have. They didn't have them anywhere. Even online, we're looking, we're like, wah, wah. So then we go to the Cycle Gear the next day, and I go and I look, and they have them in brown in my size. Like, I'm getting it.
You're going to be all jealous when I rock the green ones when they come back.
And then John's like, well, fine, I'll get the green. Well, look who showed up at the garage today in those same green boots. Scotty.
I've had these for about a year.
I know, you've had them for a year.
I'm pretty happy with them.
Nice.
I think it's so funny. Both John and I were just foaming over them and fighting.
But they don't look green anymore.
No, it's a very dark green.
Much.
It's almost like a blackish
foresty
green. Good looking shoes.
The laces they came with, though, were really slippery and annoying and hard to tie knots in. So I replaced them with some paracord.
So I was just sharing that there's some good looking.
And I am actually
tops.
wearing my Cycle Gear boots today.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So it's all about Cycle Gear. They're good eggs in Cycle Gear.
I
didn't get these from Cycle Gear.
Oh.
No, they came from Revzilla.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I have another announcement, and this is something I'm kind of excited about.
Is it a declaration?
Nope.
Okay.
No, but it may surprise you to know that I am excited about this. So, I do love all types of motorcycles. I really do. It's only the people that I hate. But I love all types of motorcycles. And one thing that I used to love, I will admit, back in I guess it was the 90s.
Yes.
The the Jesse James, the chopper shows.
Oh yeah.
God.
The biker build off, the Orange County choppers. Like, I watched them all.
But yeah.
I
absolutely.
loved watching these artists build and just like, oh, look how they did that. No, I remember when Billy Lane in the biker build off, he built a bike that he put the built the exhaust into the rear fender. So basically, he made a double channel rear fender, so that it just came. It had it was like double walled pipe or something.
Of each other,
yeah. But then not really taking into account that as he's riding, how hot it would get and the seat caught on fire. Because then they'd build a bike, then they'd have to ride a long distance. But still, I just love watching people really try new things. And one thing I loved about the whole chopper building thing is they really did try different things and expand. Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's all coming back. And I'm not talking about the old shows. In fact, Jesse James, I think, is behind this. He is starting his own TV network called Outlaw TV.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you can Google Outlaw TV.
I like it so far.
It's not active yet, but right now you can sign up to be notified, and it's not going to be a subscription service. I'm not sure how it's working. But he's got Paul Tuttle on board. He's got Billy Lane on board. So Jesse James, Paul Tuttle.
Is Paul Tuttle the old one or the young one?
The old one, Paul Sr. And Billy Lane are kind of the foundation for starting this new channel to really show and explore again customization, bike building, that whole scene, which may just revive the chopper scene because none of these guys ever went away. They've still been doing what they've been doing. And it can be said that maybe some of them sold out Orange County choppers. I mean, and a lot of the production companies turned it into more about the arguments. But I have followed Jesse James ever since. And he gave up West Coast choppers, and then he moved to Austin, and he started doing cars. And he has always done something as a artisan. Sorry, there's a cat outside.
Artist.
He has. Yeah. And he still has collected his machines and English wheels and shaping. And he has never stopped creating and building, be it cars, trucks, motorcycles. And I have a lot of respect for Jesse James as an artist. I do. So I am excited for Outlaw TV and just throwing that out there for people to know because may not be in a lot of people's scope anymore.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I've been watching some of the sales of these old, not old, 20-year-old sort of custom chopper style things.
Worthless.
And they're really not going for much. And they're so tempting.
Yeah.
I see them out there and they're under 10 grand. And I'm like, oh, I remember that one on TV or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I took your advice and started watching Flipping Bangers.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's fun.
Love that show. Yeah. Everybody's got to go watch it. It's great.
You know, there's a lot of Flipping Bangers is actually a very, very good show.
I really like those guys too. You kind of want to hang out with them.
And I think we talked about it in a previous show. They're very, very likable guys. You know, they're just
But what all these shows have in common, and when I used to watch all these biker build-offs and Jesse James and all those, I loved watching how they would create a jig and to bend a pipe and how they would, take something and repurpose it into something else, and it inspires you. And that's why I built a chopper,
Right.
And Flipping Bangers, they're like, it's fun to watch. And it got me like, I want to get out there and rebuild
and
the
I'm
suspension.
going to be honest with you. The thing that always put me off those shows, especially Orange County choppers, is they seem to just do these endless corporate builds, and they build these bikes for
$200K and
$200K for some company, and there's a load of men and women in suits who are clearly have no interest in bikes whatsoever, applauding this thing going on the stage, and that's the last time that bike's going to run. They ride it into the corner of the corporate of the HQ.
Do the circuit. Well, we were at AIM Expo a couple years ago, and Paul Jr. was there with a bike he had built. He's still doing it. But when you go back into some of these, other shows, there was one on the Speed Channel I used to watch where they'd get non-bike builders. They'd have to build a bike, and they would get like some famous bike builder like Exile Choppers, Russell from Exile, or Jesse Rook, one of my favorite builders. And then they would just give them all the parts, and these people would have to figure out how to build the bike.
Right.
And it was kind of fun and fascinating to watch. It's inspirational to me and gets me excited about wrenching.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that
this will get more people wrenching.
Yeah, I think anything that generates interest, even if it's not your genre. And I used to build choppers back in the day, but, I kind of got away from it now. And I just like building street bikes. But anything that generates interest, I think, is a good thing.
What do you think the chances are that we may see them modify a scooter like a Ruckus?
Zero. Absolutely zero. But what it may do is, and unfortunately, I think the name's a little bit unfortunate because it's
limiting.
It's very, very limiting name. But I think had they called themselves, Builders TV or something, it would have given more scope for scooter builders, for street fighter builders, for street bike builders like me. But if you're calling your network Outlaw TV...
You're building Harleys.
Yeah, they're building Harleys.
Well, here's the thing. If anyone has any interest, you can go to Google Outlaw TV, and they've created a trailer promoting the channel and what they're going to be presenting. And it got me jazzed. So you can sign up just to be notified when it's live. I love everything Jesse does. He is good at what he does. And when he had a magazine, Garage Magazine, I got a subscription. I love that. He never really sold out.
No.
He instead went underground. So anyway, that's my 2 bits. Go check that out.
Will do.
Got some emails, some stuff to answer. Emma, since you have a couple. I handed you 2 today.
Oh, you only handed me one, and I am...
Yours too?
Well, no, there's one that... Oh, no, you already read it. My bad. Go ahead, Emma.
Hang on, let's have a look. This is from David Silviera.
Hey, David.
Love for Miss Emma.
Sorry. Hi, David.
Oh, here we go. Love for Miss Emma, an accomplishment. Liza shouldn't stop at 3 wheels. I did a stupid thing, and a serious question.
Okay.
That's quite a title for an email.
Here's what to expect.
Salutations, Misfits. I would like to start by saying how much I miss Miss Emma. I hope she returns soon. If she's listening, I want to thank her advice on riding in Barcelona. I had a great time. I used a company called Momoven to rent a bike. Mm-hmm. They're a similar rental platform to RiderShare. I ended up renting a Royal Enfield Interceptor. You know what? For Barcelona, that would be a great bike. I've always been curious about Royal Enfield, so I seized the opportunity. It seemed to be well built and fun to ride around Barcelona. A summary of this bike's spec sheet can't express how endearing it is to ride. I had so much fun, in fact, that I ended up getting a ticket from a cop on a scooter.
Oh,
damn it.
Coppers.
That's one for Bagel.
That's kind of embarrassing.
And, the thing is with Royal Enfields, if you read the specification on them, I mean, it's if you say, world's lowest powered bikes, Royal Enfields are usually there, but you don't kind of get an impression of how charming these things are, and the Interceptors are just lovely. Anyway, chapter 2. I've done it! ! I've listened to every episode of the Motorcycles and Misfits podcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying other motorcycle podcasts, but to be honest, I haven't been able to listen to an entire episode. This is great! The Misfits just do it for me.
No.
They have the golden ration of motorcycle facts to motorcycle silliness. I think I'll just start over and replay all the episodes from start to finish.
Oh, wow.
When you go back to the very beginning, it is quite rough and ready back there, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I like to think we put out a more refined product. But
well, I like to think that this has been a journal of our years in the garage. And, it's just what do you put your photo book? A
scrapbook.
It's our scrapbook. And it represents our growth and change over the years.
The thing I'm proudest of with what we do at the Misfits is we don't take ourselves too seriously. And there is a lot of real skill in this room. Liza and Jim, you were very, very dedicated motorcyclists. And Scotty and John, you bring a great deal of passion to it. And I'm a decent wrench. But we don't take ourselves too seriously. Mm-hmm. There's no real pretension about it. And I think if there is a magic formula, I think that's it. I think if you start taking yourself too seriously and you start becoming self-important, then people stop listening. So there you have it. So, hey, Jim, we're on third paragraph now. I'm down for a trip to the desert. Count me in. Liza, you should also go. I guarantee... Liza just threw a large box of fudge at Jim. I guarantee you would love riding the desert on a quad. I didn't mention this on my previous list of bikes that I've owned for fear of drawing the ire of the misfits, but I had a Polaris 500 and loved it. It makes plenty of power, has a high and low range, spooled rear differential. The front differential has a limited slip and electrically activated locker, so this thing never gets stuck. It has double wishbone suspension front and rear, so it rides nice with lots of travel for a quad. So do it, Liza. Don't stop at 3 wheels. Get a quad. You will love it, I promise. Now, we're on to the fourth paragraph. I did a stupid thing. So I was viewing bike porn as one does, and I saw a nice-looking DR650 at a great price. I went out on a test ride, and it ran great. In fact, I could find no fault other than a salvage title. One day... Oh, God, no. I've just seen what's coming. One day, while changing the oil, I was cleaning the bike and noticed the crankcase was patched with JB Weld. The bike is a blast to ride around town, but what should I do? Should I sell it or keep it? Just keep it.
Yeah, ride the piss out of it.
The internet tells me that properly done, epoxy repairs can last the life of the bike. Yeah, just keep it, David. Keep it.
You already gave that advice earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Just JB Weld. And if the JB Weld gives, as we learned from Jocelyn Snow,
put more on.
Put some beer can aluminum on, and then JB Weld that on.
Exactly. Now, I want to ask a serious question. My son, who doesn't ride, told me he wants to go on a tour with me.
Oh.
I was thrilled that he wanted to learn to ride and go on a cross-country trip with me. Later, I wondered if I was doing the right thing. Will I feel guilty if he gets into an accident? Have any of you had any regrets about bringing someone into motorcycling? When I was younger, our group's motto regarding accidents was, just be glad it wasn't you. I don't think I could feel that way about my son getting into an accident. You may poke fun at me, but I feel the need to get this out there. I'm out of here, cool. David, and I'll come to the PS in a little bit. It's, I think it goes with the territory, David. I think if your son's expressing an interest in learning to ride, you should encourage him. I think you're clearly a responsible motorcyclist. The way I deal with it with my customers is I always say, look, I can't make you a better rider, but I can deal you the best hand possible. I can make sure when you grab the brakes they work, when you stuff the bike into a corner, it's actually going to corner. I can give you the best bike. How you choose to ride it is entirely up to you. And I think with your son, and this is spoken as somebody who's never had children, so I've never had that relationship, but I've brought plenty of people into motorcycling. And the thought of them getting hurt on a bike, if I was the one to introduce them, it'd be a horrible thing to contemplate. But I think all you can do is just teach them as best you can to the best of your ability, get them some proper instruction, and really deal them the best hand. And, the
analogy I have for that is, my son wanted to play football. There's a lot of danger in football too. It's traumatic brain injury and things like that. But it was a kind of a cost benefit analysis. On one hand, he would get the discipline of the football game. He would get the community that comes with it. But there was the danger, and he did have some concussions. But at the end of the day, it was the right thing for him to do. So, there's going to be risk in a lot of things that kids do. And I think, you mitigate the risk as much as you can, but that's life.
So I'm going to jump in. Whenever I help people get in, and I've been critical of. We met parents who like the 17-year-old had a hypermotard. I was like, I don't think I would let a 17-year-old. Getting them the training and getting them the right gear.
Yes.
But also on a new rider, go the extra step. How about a headlight modulator? Give them more tools because their brain is not yet trained as well to look for all these dangers. So you can go above and beyond a yellow vest, Well,
the bike with traction control.
Numbnuts Matt was here today wearing his yellow vest. So I'm like, right on, dude.
Well, classes is something you can do together. Take classes together.
And spending 3,000 miles riding across the country together.
You can do it, but if you want to be guilt-free, then make those extra steps.
Right.
And get a safe bike so that it's operating properly.
Yes.
Best gear you can get.
Yes.
Best training you can get.
Yes.
And maybe even go a little above and beyond with some accessories like brake free on your helmet or headlight modulators just to give you extra advantage.
But I will tell you this, David. When you're riding long distance and you look either ahead or behind you or even alongside you and that's your son riding with you, the sense of pride you're going to feel is far greater than any fear you have for his safety. So go for it. And there is a PS on this, which I wanted to mention. So we want to make this clear. PS! Mm-hmm. I've been an Ask Miss Emma level subscriber since May.
Wow.
Thank you, David. According to the Patreon page, I have unlocked the benefit.
Yes.
But I haven't received my shirt.
That is correct.
Did I not understand how the program works? No, you didn't, David. When should I expect a T-shirt? Well, the answer is never. Because Ask Miss Emma level of subscription, what you actually get is far more valuable.
But it also comes with a T-shirt. So let me answer that.
Does it?
Any Patreon $5 or more.
Why haven't you sent this poor man a shirt
one T-shirt a year, which I do a printing and shipping in the spring every year. And then that's it. You got to wait. I do a different shirt every year. So we are sold.
So he just missed it.
We have no shirts right now. I finally sold out.
This poor man is walking around
every year. You get a new shirt every year. Yep. It's not like you just get one when you sign up and that's it. Like most other people say, you'll get a T-shirt when you sign up. No, you get a new one every year. But I do it at one time of the year, and it'll be a different style every year
in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
What a bargain.
When is this poor shirtless man?
I do it in the spring, but I'll make the big announcements and I send out links so people
he will get a shirt.
Can order it.
But I was going to say the benefit you get, David, is far more valuable than a shirt. So you get access to a secret email, and that's your benefit. And the secret email is can write...
What's that email?
Yeah, right. Wouldn't you like to know, Johnny?
I would.
And you get to write me with any problems you're encountering with your bike or indeed problems in your life. And I will give an honest and candid answer. I was a bit lagging on them because I was so sick. Mm-hmm. But I do get around to them, and Liza will tell you that I give quite concise and detailed answers. And I've navigated a lot of people away from disaster with their bikes and their relationships with either solicited or unsolicited advice. So the actual benefit of an Ask Miss Emma level subscription is you get to ask Miss Emma all your troubles, and I will answer them in a thrice. So quicker than that.
So thanks for bringing that up.
Will you please send this man a shirt?
I don't have a shirt. We have no shirts.
Will you please send him one when he gets it? When you get one?
No, when
should get two.
When I do the new shirt design, everyone will get a link to go and order which size, specify which size.
You promise?
Yeah, that's
because I've told him he's going to get a shirt now. I don't want you to let me down with this, Liza.
John, you got an email to read?
Dear Misfits, I ordered a shirt and I never got
Stop it!
Put my $5 back.
So this is from, I'm going to jack this name up. I'm so sorry. For Velo Gym.
Velo Gym?
Oh, yeah.
Monachim Bechim.
Hold on.
Yeah. That's Bagel.
Velogium. Velogium.
Velojym. Bagel.
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Well, thanks for writing in. So I'm looking for my first project bike. I'm 6'4" and around 280 pounds and wanted to build or modify a bike into a simplified touring machine. Mechanical simplicity for ease of roadside maintenance and the ability to cruise at a highway speed for a few days at a time with a light to moderate load. But I'm not terribly worried about 0 to 60 times. So as long as I can merge handily, seems like an old Honda GL 650 or Yamaha XS 650 would fit the bill. But I figured I'd pick your brains.
No,
I do have a KLR 650 and it's doing a great job, but I like to build that perfect bike because I want to. Thanks.
No, I'd actually, if you want a project bike, I'd look for one of the old big fours. XS11, big old thing, which is great, lots of power.
Yeah, that's right.
Or any of the big Suzukis. I mean, GS thousands are creeping up in value.
What was that bike you sold Doug not too long ago?
Oh, the XS11.
Yeah, well, with the CB in it.
Yeah, that's a brilliant thing. But, the Suzuki GS thousands are creeping up in value. But the 850, now you see your GS 850, 4-cylinder, very, very nice twin cam engine, shaft drive. And right now, you can buy any amount of GS 850s for less than $1,000. So they're still out there and they're still cheap. In fact, there's one, that's calling my name in Stockton right now. And I'm just thinking, should I make that drive to Stockton and get it?
I'm going to go in a different direction.
Yeah, go on.
And this is something I usually tell people not to do. But if they really want a touring bike, I'm going to suggest looking for an ex-police bike. It could be a Honda ST. It could be a BMW. Any of these ex-police bikes. You usually get them for a few grand. But they started out as a long-distance touring bike. And usually have the simple, features that you still need. Some of them, like I've said, stay away from a 90s or early 2000s BMW because then you're going to have sensors and shit. But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like get a bike that was already suitable for long-distance riding, and you can find ex-police bikes. It might even be a KZ1000.
Billy Jim did say lightweight touring.
Yes. Did he?
Well, an RT.
RT. I have police jokes.
Can we save them?
No. What did the policeman have for lunch?
I don't know.
Irish stew. Irish stew in the name of the law. Irish.
He didn't necessarily say he wanted a lightweight.
He also.
Yeah, he didn't say lightweight.
No.
So
he also had a copper tea and a piece of cake.
Okay, thank you. Moving on. So I'm going to throw out there ex-police bikes. They are heavy duty, comfortable touring bikes. You got a lot of different varieties.
And they've got a ton of miles on them, but
they're maintained.
They are quite well maintained.
Yes.
Do not buy California Highway Patrol bikes because they wring their damn necks.
Real quick, between emails, we also have a thanks to give out.
Oh, yes.
Jim?
We have a big thanks because of this funny little box that showed up at the garage today. And it's the box from Mayor Louie, all the way from, looks like St. Robert, Missouri. And what was in the box? Apparently, it came from Uranus. I'll just read the card. So thanks to Mayor Louie. Thanks for picking Uranus, where world's famous fudge is our number 2 because our customers are number 1. The best part of living in Uranus is that we get to laugh and have fun with thousands of great folks just like you who are traveling down historic Route 66 or just passing through Missouri. Should you come and visit sometime, we will keep Uranus clean as a whistle while awaiting your arrival. Until then, you can visit Uranus online at www.uranusmissouri.com. And they have other Uranus items. But it's a brilliant box. So in the box, there were 5 different kinds of fudge.
And candy.
It was called the Taste of Uranus selection. But it was chocolate toffee, chocolate pecan, which was good. Blueberry cheesecake, dark chocolate, peanut butter, and peanut butter and chocolate.
I had the blueberry cheesecake, and it was delicious.
And T-shirts and stickers. So,
the T-shirts were great.
Thank you so
fun
much.
marketing, yeah. And just know the best fudge comes from
Uranus. Oh, my
So
word.
thanks, Mayor Louie, for the fudge. It's
now,
killer.
when you say it's Mayor Louie, was that M-A-R-E or M-A-Y-O-R?
Mayor.
So it is the mayor.
The mayor of
mayor.
Uranusville.
All right,
That's the man that runs Uranus.
Yeah.
That's great.
Runs has a clean town.
Good to have
All
somebody
right.
in charge.
Bring it in.
charge
Bring it
of
in.
Uranus.
We've got two more. Let's get through this. This one is from Joe V.
Joe
Says,
V.
Hey,
hello
Joe V.
again, Misfits. I have a technical question about installing a new camshaft on my bike.
Oh.
It's a new Grom, and I recently got a full exhaust and will be getting an intake and ECU flash to go along with it. I faintly recall hearing Emma say something about a procedure for running in new cams on previous podcasts, but
Yes.
would like a refresher. Also,
Okay.
is lubing it with motorcycle oil prior to install correct, or should I
No.
use something like engine assembly lube?
Yes.
I've listened from the newest episodes to oldest all the way through and have about 100 left. It's great for learning at work, and I wouldn't have been as content to swap the transmission in my car without this podcast and Uncle
Oh,
Phil's.
that's great.
Thanks. I hope to come by in spring for the rally. Much love. The guy with one leg. So, yeah, and let me see if I can answer this because I've just done a couple engines. The engine oil is just really too thin. You want the engine lube, it's thicker and it's going to coat it and stay on there for the assembly.
You
period,
actually
and
want
for
the
the
camshaft
break-in.
assembly lube, but
Yeah.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. What sets a Grom apart is it has followers. It has separate followers because it's a single camshaft engine, and then it has a follower that goes from the camshaft lobe to the valve, which is like a beam, and you need to replace those as well because it's new cam. So you need to buy 2 new followers and a new camshaft. Use lots and lots of lube when you assemble it. Make sure the timing is correct. The timing is an absolute breeze on a Honda Grom. Just set up the T mark. You set up the T mark, and your camshaft sprocket has a little dot, or it could be a line, and you set that up so it faces completely forward at the engine. So as you're looking at the engine, the camshaft mark should be at like 9 o'clock with the T mark at the bottom, and then that's your camshaft timing done. However, start the bike up, and what you're going to need for this job is it's best done in the wintertime when the ambient air is cold. Put your bike in the driveway, get a fan, a big fan, and blow it on the engine so you're blowing lots of cold air on it. Because what you're going to do is you're going to start that engine up, and you're going to hold a steady RPM, probably about 2,000 RPM, for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to brake in that camshaft. And you've got to hold a steady RPM. So you get it up. So it's not screaming, but
Yes,
it's
2,000.
revving.
High idle.
Yeah, real high idle. And you hold it for 10 minutes. You count it off as 10 minutes. So that's why you want to do it on a cold day with the fan blowing on the engine so you don't overheat the engine. It's really hard on air-cooled engine. But that's the proper way to brake in a cam.
Also, I don't know what kind of lube you prefer. There's a lot, but I would say maybe check.
Check Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus might have the best lube.
My absolute favourite lube is, funnily enough, it's not fudge from Uranus.
Fudge and lube.
Not fudge from Uranus. It is Crane Cam's camshaft assembly lube, which is by far the best assembly lube on the planet. I'd drink it if I could.
All right, we have time for one more. Bagel, do you have the email?
I do.
Good man.
I have an email here from Keith Alstrom
Right, Keith.
titled Captcha Confusion.
Ooh.
So it's Keith in Canada again. The apparent pervert with the gladius fetish. And I just had to do one of those CAPTCHA puzzles on the internet to prove that I am a human. You know the ones. You have to select all the squares with a bridge or traffic signals, etc. This one said, select all the motorcycles. But as I looked at the image, all I saw was a scooter.
Oh, no.
What to do? Yes, I did it. I clicked the 5 squares that the scooter appeared in, but it burned my soul to do it. The computer now confirmed I was human, though I now felt like a diminished one.
Oh.
Just kidding. All my scooting brothers and sisters out there, much respect. get out and ride whatever you ride if you can. The snow is on the ground here in Kazakhstan, and we won't be able to ride here for at least the next 5 to 6 months.
Jeez.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's good.
Bagel, did he originally come from Scotland at one point?
Well, a lot of Canadians did originally.
I wonder. I heard some Scottish tinges in his accent there.
Yeah, it comes through sometimes in Canada, you know.
Well, cool. Well, thank you, Bagel. Let's see, Jim, you just got back. Are you going anywhere soon?
Let's see. I just got back from Borrego Springs and Anza Borrego State Park. Riding, no. I think the next riding trip's going to be in
King of the Hammers.
Yeah, King of the Hammers in late January.
John, you going anywhere soon?
I'm going to LA tomorrow.
Yeah. Scotty, you going anywhere soon?
Well, I'm heading up to the Sierras for a week in a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
Emma?
No, I'm on my road to recovery, so I'm laying low for the next few weeks.
I'm here for a few weeks until I head back to merry old England.
Oh, jolly old!
As I like to call the land of the Niken.
Did you have any sausage rolls when you were over there?
I didn't, but I'm so excited. I get to go have Christmas and have a Christmas cracker and wear a silly hat and read some horrible jokes.
Oh, with Hayley Bell.
Yes.
Sounds
Hayley Bell and the Hamley. So, yeah, you want to make sure you have your mince pies and brandy butter and Christmas cake, of course.
And a sausage roll.
But yeah, you want to make sure that, she gets you a sausage roll and a pork pie.
Okay, all on the list.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're going to be around. It's nice to get everyone back here again. It was lonely in the room last week, but thanks to Steph Yu for stepping in. If you didn't hear yet, what a great interview with Bridget McCutcheon, setting the world record going around the world. Yeah. Sorry for those who got the earlier version where we had a glitchy recording. If you couldn't get through the beeps, I fixed it and put it back up on SoundCloud fixed. So
you did?
I recommend going back and listening to that one if you couldn't get through it. Apologies, but sometimes we still get technical issues.
And I know a lot of people reached out and were concerned about my health, and I want to thank everybody. Yeah. It was your kind thoughts that really helped me, and it's going to be a very long road to recovery for me, but this is very much part of me getting better is being back here. So thank you all. It's lovely to be back.
And it's perfect, the week of Thanksgiving. We do have a lot of thanks. So.
Oh, God, we've got so much to be thankful for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps it all up. We're going to have more to talk about next week. But yeah, this was fun. What a great day to get everyone back. We had a lot of people in the garage today. People coming by, dropping off here.
Vampires here earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Vampires came by.
Yeah, a lot of them en masse.
Yeah. John's Mrs. Stumpy. She got a jacket and pants today.
Cooper barely recognized her. There's so little of her left.
I know. She's half a snup now.
Yes.
So I'm just really enjoying the time in the garage.
Uncle Liza.
Yeah. Well, everyone, you can go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. You can't buy a T-shirt. There's none left.
You can buy, though, on Zazzle.
You can go to Zazzle, though. We put the links in there.
I think it's very important that David gets the first T-shirt when they come in.
I will make sure he does that. Please remind me.
I may pull one out of my private stock just so we can take care of it.
Pull it out of your private underpants.
No,
next year's going to have a Niken on it?
Oh, I don't know.
Niken Appreciation Club.
The fire.
I don't know. But thank you, everybody, for sticking with us and listening and supporting us. I appreciate it so much. And I am ready to get out of here. Thanks, everyone. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Emma Darling.
Scotty.
Naked Jim, son.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.
Cool.